Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Skylar Meade, new head coach of the Trojan baseball program here. Thanks for joining us here today.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Well, first off, welcome to Troy. Tell us, how do you feel about this new opportunity?
There's a lot to do, and time is not moving as slow as you hope to get it all done, but everyone's been great and helpful, and not only the process to get here, but once we've gotten the job and we're starting to get our staff together, get people in. I'm learning different entities and stuff like that, both in athletics and on campus. So everyone's been great to this point. I don't expect that to change as it moves forward.
And of course, making the transition, longtime assistant coach, came here from South Carolina, your most recent job, making the transition finally to the head coaching position. Is this something you've wanted to do, be in a head coaching position since you've gotten into the coaching? Obviously, that's one of those dreams you obviously had there, right?
So, absolutely. I've always wanted to be a head coach. Now, I wasn't head coach crazy. It needed to be the right opportunity, and you assess things in your career, and this was one as we got deep into it, and my conversations with Brent and Kyle and different people in athletics here, I could feel their vision. I knew about Troy. I knew about what Troy is not only at right now, but what we're on the precipice of. And so I felt totally comfortable, and I was certainly glad that they ended up choosing me to be the head coach here, because I think we can do incredible things.
And one of the things that was brought up at the introductory press conference by Dr. Hawkins was he has plans to make a trip for this program to Omaha. So obviously some high expectations, but it's some expectations that hopefully you feel like you can accomplish once you're in the program here.
Absolutely. I said this in my press conference. I said you got to think big, you got to dream big, and you got to think big, and so we will do that. Now, I also think at the 98% level, you have to be focused on your day in, day out activities, the things that are going to make you great in the present. But at the same time, I don't think that it's crazy for us to have dreams, especially with the type of backing we have here with administration and the exteriors and what kind of facility we'll have. And we're going to have an elite coaching staff, and we're going to get elite players here, whether it's through the high school ranks, whether it's through junior college, or whether some of them are through the transfer portal. We're going to get as many great players, and if you have great players, great pitching, great defense, things can happen.
And of course, speaking of that, a little bit of your history, because you have had that opportunity to play at that level, play at Omaha, pitch at the World Series for a program that made their first appearance. So obviously, you've kind of been a part of a program that's made that transition to the next level of competition there.
Yes, it would be really cool, because it was Coach McDonald's first year, which was my last year as a player that went to Omaha, so it'd be nice if it was that easy. I don't foresee that being the case. It's very, very tough, and college baseball has never been better. But yes, we were just a run-of-the-mill, Louisville didn't mean a lot to people. And now 15 years later, when people hear, hey, you went to Louisville, they think it's like you played for the Yankees. It's really cool. I was just talking to a recruit the other day, and he knew a little bit of my background, and he's like, man, you played at Louisville, that's so cool. If you told people that 15 years ago, they would never thought it. Now, if you were a football player or a basketball player, for sure, they'd have thought it. But we want Troy to be a place that can do big things, that can win a lot of baseball games, win deep into June. And if you have enough of that, then it can become a desired destination for even more people than it already is.
And of course, you got an amazing welcome present from the university at that press conference. Multi-million-dollar upgrades announced for RiddlePace Field, the home of Trojan baseball. First off, how did that kind of make you feel that that's going to be something that might help you build this program from the ground up there?
Well, I did think from a strategical standpoint it was great that we did it at my press conference, because in the end it's not about myself. It's about what the program is trying to do, and I'm just a piece of that. So I think it was very exciting, the vision that we were able to portray that day, and we will continue to portray. We've already seen it on the recruiting front. I think people are very excited. They're only going to get more excited as we get into the nitty-gritty and get it moving. And Chancellor Hawkins and his crew deserve all the credit in that, because obviously it takes a lot to get projects like that rolling, and we at least have the starting point to do that.
And of course, with that, this is all part of the recruiting process, and you're fresh on that recruiting trail, but having that future plan there and having everything else in place, obviously it's got to make things a little bit easier for you, at least in that front.
Absolutely. Recruiting's never easy.
Yeah.
As a wise coach told me one time, you better bat 300 in recruiting like you want to bat on the field. If you get them all, you're not recruiting hard enough. If you get none of them, maybe you're not being intelligent with who you're recruiting. So, but it's helped us, in terms of just the excitement. Younger kids, maybe it's not as applicable to a kid in the portal who's going to be a one-year player, but for some of the younger kids, there's been a ton of excitement. I think the media teams here have done a great job in pumping that information out. We'll continue to do that, and I think with that will come more players.
And of course, the opportunity for more fan engagement. And I know I saw you say something on press conference day about trying to get fans, especially students, more involved with the program here.
Well, first off, I'll be as accessible as anybody needs in terms of promoting the program to whomever that may be, whether it's locally, whether it's to the students, whether it's in the state, whether it's Andalusia, Montgomery. It does not matter to me. We want to have people in the stands. We have a great foundation already. We already have a great stadium. Now it's going to become one of the finest in the country. But we need to have our own mini Mississippi State out there in Tailgate Terrace and Doubles Alley. And we need to have that feel. There needs to be smoke billowing. We need to have students in section 206, 207 next to the opposing team dugout. We want it to be an atmosphere in which people go, I'd rather not go play there at Troy. We want them to love their experience and get the Southern hospitality, but leave with a lot of L's.
Give them 3 L's at the end of the weekend.
We'd
right?
be fine with that.
There we go. Well, thanks for joining us here today, and good luck with the program, and welcome to Troy.
Thanks again.
All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.